Hello everybody and welcome back. I am the Pumpkin King, and in today's episode we're going to be finishing our Island Showcase series with the final piece of Isla Nublar, Nublar North, the northern part of the island. We've already toured the south and central part, and now the final section. As we come in on the tram from Central, coming down from the monorail, over on our left, we have a Spinosaurus exhibit. We got our Spinosaur, you can see him right there. This is the vivid pattern Spinosaur with the orange and the blue. Looking real sweet there. As we come along, you can see over here on our right, this is the Jurassic World Museum. The Jurassic World Museum is a great dinosaur museum. It's got lots of hands-on exhibits. There's lots of good learning opportunities. Very engaging. A very good museum. We also have lanes. This is the Jurassic World Olympic bowling team bowling alley. Jurassic World does sponsor the Olympic bowling. We also have Planet Hollywood here, and the World of Dinosaurs, which is a gigantic dinosaur toy shop. It's got pretty much every kind of dinosaur toy you can think of inside here. As we head on over to the left, we have our dinosaur mini golf, which we'll take a look at from an aerial view. You zoom out up and see I've got all of these little paths that wander around. I've got lots of decoration inside there that we can use as obstacles for the miniature golf. This is our miniature golf course. We also have the Ice Creamodon, which is directly opposite the miniature golf and near our water park, which has a water slide that runs from top to bottom. Have to kind of use your imagination because there's not really any way to do water slides in Jurassic World Evolution, but I did my best, darn it. So we have a water park here that's got a water slide that runs from top to bottom down the cascading waterfalls down this way. We head over here, we've got one of the hotels for Isla Nublar North, which has a nice view out over the island to the north that way. Before we move on to the next section of the park, we'll go back down this way for just a moment, because there's two attractions down this way I really want to show off. The first is our dirt buggy. We actually built a motocross course. And I have to tell you, it's genuinely a lot of fun. There's also two Jeeps here so that we could have races if we were allowed to do multiplayer. Ah! Very creative use for the Ranger vehicles, I think. Take a look at that again under the right conditions when the sun comes out again. And then over here, we have my attempt at building a playground, which I'm calling the Boneyard. It's got a lot of decorations, stuff to climb on, stuff to hide in, like a fallen tree bridge to get over to the other side, a little sitting area. Again, you have to kind of use your imagination, but there'd be like a tree house up here and spiral staircases around. Be a fun little place to hide out. And also over this way, we have a secret little lagoon, which is a kids-only beach, where the kids can come and play, and there would be a big fountain in the middle here if I was able to do that. All right, from here we're going to hop the monorail, and we're going to go to the next section of the island. As the sun comes up, you get a better look at the miniature golf and the water park over here on our left. And the monorail actually will give us a really good view over the sea as well. Here we go. There's a real good view across the ocean there. As we come down the ramp on the monorail here, directly in front of us is where we have the Jurassic show. This is like a walking with dinosaurs type experience, only it has real dinosaurs, not guys in suits and audio animatronics. We don't have a show today, but this is where we have the raptors perform and where we do our Jurassic show. All right, let's go ahead and hop down from here. Like I said, this is the stadium. This is where we put on our Walking with Dinosaurs Jurassic show. I have a little guest area here with a bar, arcade, restaurant, clothes shop, you know, the usual stuff. And then over here, this is where we have our Indominus pet, which, let's jump to the other viewing gallery since the Indominus is about to walk by. So we've got the Alpine Indominus, which I think is the coolest skin. It's got the emo stripes from under its eyes. And we've got the Indominus Rex paddock right here. And unlike in Jurassic World, I built my Indominus paddock big enough that the Indominus is completely happy. It doesn't have to worry about getting loose and attacking the guests, eating people, and causing havoc. Because, you know, if they had made it the correct size to begin with, I think that we could have bypassed Jurassic World almost entirely and had the greatest theme park ever. Following the walkway up this way, we're now entering into our Raptor research area. And if we look over here to our right, this viewing gallery has a view of our Oviraptors. Take a good look at these. It's a really cool modded dinosaur. We've got feathers, and they've got green quills on the ends, which I think is pretty neat. And then coming back in, down here at this end, near our monorail station, is where we have our Raptor Research Facility. Every one of these enclosures is meant to stimulate and really study the intelligence of these extremely clever little dinosaurs. We have in this one, see them somewhere. There we go. We've got Troodons. These again are the Jurassic Park the game skin Troodons, which would be nocturnal. Oop. Next door to them, we have our Velociraptors, which for this part of the park is our Raptor Pack with Blue, Delta, Charlie, and Echo. Next to them, we have something a little bit more sinister. The dinosaurs that are almost as intelligent as humans, or maybe even more intelligent than humans, the Indoraptor. Part Velociraptor, part Indominus, which is also part Velociraptor. And I have 3 of them in here because I modified their genome so that they would be okay with having friends. Next to them, we have our Deinonychus. Now, without the fin, which I think is a massive improvement. And finally, the last of our raptors, we have Fukui Venator, which are modded dinosaurs, but these are a dromaeosaurid from Asia. Now we know that all of these dinosaurs are clever girls, but how smart are they exactly? Well, that is the question that is being answered by the Raptor Intelligence Center. At the Raptor Intelligence Center, we are testing the dinosaurs' intelligence, their cognitive abilities, their ability to remember, their ability to teach, and their ability to learn. And we are finding some very interesting things about the dinosaurs as a result. We also have our Dinosaur Engagement Center here, which I imagine would be like a sort of Rafiki's Planet Watch from Disney's Animal Kingdom, where we talk about, enriching the dinosaurs and what we can do to enrich their diet and their mental stimulation and all the rest of that. Following the monorail back on up through the main section again, we come now to the northernmost part of the island. And as we disembark from the monorail, following around to the left, you can see we have a very large exhibit here. This is what I call the Big Field. So named because it is a very big field. It takes up most of this northern section of the island, and is where I have recreated the Disney's Kilimanjaro Safari ride here in Jurassic World Evolution. On up to the top of the mountain here, follow the path, we arrive at Camp Cretaceous. Now, this is not the Netflix series Camp Cretaceous. I made my own, one that doesn't suck and doesn't have everything be broken all of the time and is falling apart. My Camp Cretaceous is also pretty awesome because not only does it have like the recreation area, but it also has individual cabins for the campers, as well as, restrooms, tents, and a zip line. Which, if we take a look at this, I have created a zip line which would run from Camp Cretaceous down into the big field over here. Terraforming like this was not easy. This took a long time. But I really liked in Camp Cretaceous Season 1 where they had the zip line that could zip line over the top of the dinosaurs. I just didn't like them zip lining over the top of the Brachiosaur because they came very close to hitting their feet on the Brachiosaur's head, which that's not good for guests or dinosaurs. So I have a zip line and over the top of Sinoceratops Amargasaurus, which are modded dinosaurs. This one. And the Anzu, which is another modded dinosaur, which you can see right over here. Every once in a while, they will climb these pillars, and that's very awkward. But for the most part, they like to stay on the ground, and I'm okay with letting them. So, Camp Cretaceous is separate from the rest of the island. It's up here in the northern section, and it is on the other side of the big field away from the parents and everything. So the teenagers and the kids that stay at Camp Cretaceous can feel like they're independent, and I think that's really cool. And honestly, I am super jealous. If I could stay here, I would love to stay here. This whole section really is where I would very much like to stay the most on the entirety of Isla Nublar. Following the monorail to its conclusion, right over here, we'll go to the top of the mountain first and work our way down. So first of all, right up over here, we have the Mt Sibo Volcano Tour, which is out right now. And what it does is, just like in Hawaii with the Volcano National Park, it flies up and into the caldera of Mt Sibo, where you can see it up there. It explores around the mountain. It goes inside the caldera. It's really cool, and it is a very exciting exhibit. Over to our left, take a look at the viewing platform first. You get a look at it. And then over to our left, we have an onsen. Onsen is Japanese for hot spring. And actually, these are based on real hot springs in Japan. I have buildings in here. I have a makeshift bridge using these fallen logs. Again, we do what we can. I have the actual hot springs that you can bathe in. And this is a really beautiful area. I've spent some time gardening around in here. And when you bathe in these hot springs, you don't do it alone, because we also have a domesticated flock of dodo birds. I was very much inspired by the furry macaques that live in Japan, and they will sit in the hot springs in order to heat up. Well, this is a tropical island, and they don't need to sit in the hot springs, but I still like the idea of having the dodos wandering around. I think that's kind of cool. This particular hot spring has also got a wonderful sake service, these little cabanas here. It is mixed bathing. This one is. There's also a private ladies only bath down here, away from everyone, which is neatly enclosed, and would be behind trees, but the scenery is not allowing me to actually make a line of bamboos that you can't see in. And you may be saying, but Pumpkin, these buildings are connected by paths. How could they possibly be functional? Well, they're not. We have to use our imagination. But this gate would be open. The guests would be able to come into the onsen, spend time in our mineral hot springs generated by the volcanic power of Mt Sibo, which you can see in the background, and chill with our dodo birds. And I think this would be absolutely ideal. I think this would be an amazing way to spend an afternoon. Just kick back and relax, you know? Coming down the hill from that, over to our right, we have our butterfly garden. Doesn't look like much. It's just a line of tents, but if you were to go inside, there would be bushes and flowers and other things around inside. And we have butterfly species from all over Central and South America here in this butterfly garden. It would be absolutely beautiful if you could actually go inside. To our right, we have the Jurassic Park tour, which we will finish up with in a moment when we go through the big field. Before we do that, let's do a little cheaty look here from the viewing platform. You can see that zip line off over across the big field there where Camp Cretaceous is. Coming back down from that over to our left, this is where we have the Safari Lodge. Now, the Safari Lodge, I imagine, would be built up into trees, so it should be on eye level with some of the dinosaurs, be able to wake up in the morning and just look out the window, and there are dinosaurs wandering around in the big field. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something to wake up to? And then, a little tongue-in-cheek joke over here, I have Muldoon Steakhouse, named after Robert Muldoon, who got turned into steak himself for the velociraptors in the original Jurassic Park. I also have our Nomad Lounge where you can sit and have a drink, and if you were to do that, you'd get a really nice view of our Therizinosaurus, which we have over here. So, go ahead and back over, and I'm going to change it to day, so because the sun is setting, so we'll change it to day real quick. And then I'm going to ride the Big Field Safari Tour. And I'm definitely going to want to drive a vehicle for this one because there's a lot of dinosaurs in here and things tend to get stuck pretty regularly. As you can see, we've got a ceratopsian exhibit here with Stegoceratops, as well as Chasmosaurus, and Styracosaurus in here. Now, I mentioned earlier that I based this on the Kilimanjaro Safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and I did insofar as it matches the path, and I attempted to have water and the rock features in the same position. Here I have Pentaceratops and Euoplocephalus. In this section, I have Pachycephalosaurids, including Dracorex, Pachycephalosaurs, and Stygimoloch. I also have a dinosaur from the Skull Island DLC that I didn't include on Kong Skull Island. And we also have here Orlorotite as well. In the next section, we've got Chunkingosaurus and Huangosaurus, as well as Dreadnoughtus, Ankylodocus, Edmontosaurus, and these weird not Stegosaurus, but representative of the original drawings of Stegosaurus that we saw from the Tucanio Research Facility. They're making a reappearance. This is what we're breeding them for. The problem is, due to the arrangement of the feeders and the water, the vehicles do tend to get stuck pretty regularly because of dinosaurs on the track. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and bypass this entire line by going off country. There we go. As this dips down, over on our right, we have a Dryosaurus exhibit, which you might be able to see them over there as we go by. Get a good look at the Styracosaurus over here. And there we go. I'm going to take a look at the map. So here's the northern part of the island with our volcano tour. Here's our onsen that has a river running through it. I'm really happy about how this turned out. It's really cool. Butterfly Garden, the big field, which extends all the way down here to Camp Cretaceous. And then from there we go back down to the main part of the island, where we've got our kiddie beach, playground, racetrack, Spinosaurus exhibit, miniature golf, adult beach, and water park. Jurassic Encounter Stadium, Indominus Rex, and our Raptor Research Center and in Raptor Intelligence Center. And that is all of Isla Nublar. And I have to say, it is everything I could have possibly dreamed of. As a matter of fact, towards the end, while I was developing this island, I genuinely had a hard time thinking of more stuff to put in because it has everything. And honestly, if there was a real life amusement park or theme park that had all of this stuff, let alone the dinosaurs, but I'm talking like the dirt bikes, the jet skis, the banana boat, all of it. Like, it would be incredible to visit. It would be the greatest theme park in the entire world. But the addition of dinosaurs makes it beyond anything that I could have imagined. I am so happy with this island and with Isla Nublar as a whole. And I really thank you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it as well, go ahead and hit that like button, because this was a lot of work and a lot of theming, but it was totally worth it. Until next time, I am the Pumpkin King, and I'll see you later.